Big news with the White House sending US-made F-16 fighter jets to help Ukraine. What do you think will happen next?
Yes, Sam, it is very, very big news. Look, the reason that Putin has been threatening the West with tactical nuclear weapons, which, by the way, it's a war that can be fought, can be won. It's not strategic nuclear weapons, is to keep these fighter jets away. That is, advanced weapon system on the border of Ukraine, which is only about 400 kilometers of the Kremlin. So he's made this very clear that he won't tolerate this in the same way the Americans wouldn't tolerate F-16s in Puerto Rico or on or in Niagara or on the Rio Grande border. I mean, this is just too close. It tips the balance of terror and the balance of what we call the balance of nuclear terror. And so I think we're in for a little bit of a sled here, Sam. It's quite clear that Putin won't tolerate this, and it's quite clear the Americans have pushed the boundary. Now, President Biden is trying very hard to sink in with the Europeans, who are frankly on the warpath. I've just come from one of their conferences in Europe, and there isn't anyone there looking for a diplomatic solution. So President Biden, who's tying up the events in Ukraine with his own 2024 election, has rolled the dice on this one. Now, I have learned in my short time in Europe from people who know these things that the Americans have threatened the Russians or Putin that if he uses tactical nuclear weapons, America, according to the Pentagon people that I know, will have already told the Kremlin that they will attack Crimea and the Black Sea Fleet with massive conventional power. Now, where does that leave us? Well, that leaves us at the doorstep of World War III. So this has been escalating, and I think President Biden has stepped over the red line here, which has been very clear since last year, and he knows that. And I think the reason he's going home is not for the budget. I mean, the budget's going to figure itself out. These guys aren't stupid. He's going home to deal with the blowback that this is going to come. I think President Putin is going to have to do something here. He's made it very clear. He's got tactical nuclear weapons in Belarus and other places. And I want your audience to keep in mind that during the height of the Cuban Missile Crisis, we did not know, President Kennedy did not know, that there were 21 tactical nuclear weapons in Cuba, and that they were all used, or they all had permission. The theater commanders all had permission to use them without making a phone call to the Kremlin. So, this is a very dangerous situation. And there's a good reason, Sam, why we are 90 seconds to midnight on the doomsday clock.
You make it very